Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to a new video today with the topic, can you move on from your twin flame, or how to move on from your twin flame. So I've made videos around this topic before, and I know it's something you really want to know. That's why you clicked on this video, and I will try to elaborate in this video if you can, and how to, and what it all means. And as you've noticed, I've started a little bit of a different type of video where I don't go like bullet point by bullet point, but where I speak more freely. And this is also today's way, or today's video's way of making this video. So just stick with me, it's never really anything you miss out on if you just stick around and like sort of follow the thought process I'm going through on this topic. It's just a little more relaxed. So yeah, why would you even ask that question? So if you clicked on the video, you are probably trying to move on, or you would want to know if you can, because maybe you've seen other information out there where it says you can or you can't, and how to. And if there's even a thought on your mind about moving on, it is because you might not get where you want to get, or you might not get the results that you want, or you might be suffering, or you might be not enjoying what you're actually experiencing. So you're probably like feeling them with you, right? You're feeling that there is no separation possible, that there's always something linking you to them. Be it you feel their feelings, be it you dream of them, be it you just feel the immense love you have for them, ideally. Ideally, that's where you're at. Be it you're stalking them or threatening them in any way. I hope that's not where you're at. If you are, please stop. That's not what we're about. That's not what is the spiritual way of addressing the journey. So none of that, please. But if you are just like, hey, whatever I do, it's been years, I can't really move on, or I can't forget them, or I can't rip them out of my heart. So Yvonne, please tell us how we can do that. That's when you probably, click on the video and go, yes, tell us, because we don't know. Can we even? Like, is it in vain that we even try, or is there a way? So let's, as always, right? I don't ever want to just tell you yes or no, and you have to go with that, and the video is 2 seconds long and I tell you there's no moving on, it's impossible, or yes, you can. So let's just elaborate on the subject, and let's just look at the facts, and what I believe to be facts, and what many of you know to be facts, which is that you have been created as one with your twin flame, that there is one person that is actually you in a masculine or feminine version of yourself, where you have the same energy, you have the same wounds, you see through each other, you see how the other one is doing, you feel them, you see what they're going through, you see what they're thinking, you sort of read their minds in a, always not in a creepy way, but in a good way. You can't hide from each other. All these twin flame signs that are often talked about. You feel that. You don't just see it in a video or you read it in a list and then you go out there and you apply it to the first crush you have, and you're like, oh yeah, let me experience the twin flame thing and let me feel that with that person. That's not how it usually goes. Usually it's the other way around, that you do have an encounter with someone that is like throwing you for a loop, like it's something you've never experienced. There's like that deep connection that you feel. There's that recognizing each other, and all that can be said in non-twin flame terms too, right? Before people talked about twin flames, it was just like, oh, it was love at first sight, or I felt like I was being hit by lightning when our eyes locked, or within the first 12 hours, we shared everything about our lives, what we had been going through so far, and we saw it was exactly the same. At the same time, we went through the same things. So that can still be the way. It doesn't have to be all twin flamey. It doesn't have to be woo woo at all. It doesn't have to be let me stick this twin flame sticker upon this person, upon my story, upon. No, it's just a way of expressing something that we're going through, that we're recognizing as truth. But it should always be like grounded in real life, sort of. It shouldn't be too out there, right? So yeah, all these things you've experienced, you finally get, you finally find the name to it, which then helps you. And so it's you experiencing it, you going, oh my gosh, you Googling or whatever, wherever you get your information from, and then feeling like you found what you're going through. That's what in most cases is the case. Yeah. So you know these things to be true for yourself. You know that you're not making them up because you live them, you experience them. And then it's just a matter of learning to trust yourself, trusting yourself that with what you feel to be true, and then you read it online that that's actually what it is, or that's what other people experience too, that's something you can experience in this lifetime, that validates your experience. Then you go, oh, okay, so I'm not crazy because I read it on there too, and this person is saying it too, and this other person I think highly of is saying it too. So what I'm experiencing can actually be truthful and real. Of course, doubt can still creep in regarding your own experience, regarding what you read. You feel, oh, it's a collective being fooled. It's a collective not knowing if this is really true. So you question yourself again, which is part of the whole thing. It's okay to question. I always say that because I'm the biggest questioner ever and doubter, where I go, oh, oops, oopsie, I thought I knew something, but actually not. And I always say it's healthy to do that. It's healthy to question. But anyway, so you are, you have that experience of the oneness of the two of you, or of that deep connection, whatever you want to call it. And so the question is, can you move on from that? What does move on then mean? If we were to define moving on, what does move on mean? Does it mean you forget about them? Does it mean you don't hit them up anymore? You don't call them? You don't interact with them? Does it mean you don't believe in twin flames anymore? Do you feel, oh, that's all just bogus and it's made up, it's just for people to make money on, it's just new age BS, it's nothing substantial at all? Does it mean, yes, you feel you were too drunk when you met that person, that's why it felt like you were hit by lightning? What does it mean to move on? So whatever you define it as, moving on, let's go from there. So if it meant, you can never talk to another man or another woman than them, because they're the only ones that make you feel complete and free. Well, then I would say, yes, you can move on. You can actually talk to others. It's okay. You can talk to others. Kidding a little bit here, but also not. Does it mean all of a sudden you don't believe in twin flames anymore? Yes, that is possible. It can be a choice you make when you feel it doesn't give you anything, the twin flame thing. It doesn't get you where you want to be. It makes you suffer too much. It might be a choice that you go, I'm going to try to get this out of my head. I'm going to try to convince myself that I just talked myself into this, that I was just buying into a collective lie of romanticized idealization of love. I choose to move on. You can that that's for you then moving on. That is you not watching any twin flame videos anymore, but then please do it, because I get many remarks and comments where it's like, oh, I've moved on from the twin flame stuff. Like, this is all bogus. This is not real at all. I'm like, why are you watching my videos? Why are you even commenting on my video? If you're so convinced that it's nothing at all, like, why would you spend time even watching 1 minute of twin flame content then? So be truthful with yourself, be sincere, and be honest what you're actually believing and not believing, or if you're just trying to talk yourself out of it. So it's really your choice if you want to move on from the subject, move on from doing inner work, move on from suffering, and then realizing, oh, it's a journey that has to do with myself. It's about inner healing. It's about realizing who I am. It's about finding my dream job. It's about having the best friends I can have. It's about healing all of my relationships. It's about that. Oh, okay, I move on from suffering then. I move on from thinking it's about the other person and realizing it's about myself. That can be a moving on too. It can be moving on from thinking it's about them, but it's actually about me. Oh, I moved on, But so in truth, like at the deepest level of it all, now that we're like throwing these ideas around, the question remains, can you move on for good, in the sense of, can you forget about them? Can you, and that's actually what I see as moving on, can you undo you being twin flames with someone? That's a good one. Can you undo that? And can you? There's manuals out there, there's cutting cords, there's whatever it is, rituals, how you get rid of them. I don't believe in that. Because why not? Because it's divine truth. It's something that has been created as such by God. That's what I'm convinced of. If I'm proven wrong tomorrow, so be it. Right now, I'm convinced of that. Because it just makes too much sense, everything makes too much sense, that it's you've been created with this person, you will only get you to be with them when you're fully healed and fully yourself. It just makes sense to me. It's the most genius idea of getting people to heal, and healed people choose love. Healed people are at peace with themselves. Healed people make a different world than the one we're seeing right now happening. And there is tons of millions of people already choosing love and already being at peace with themselves, already awakening, already realizing there's games being played on us. We don't want to play along. There's already a huge movement happening and the awakening happening. That's amazing. So yeah, twin flame is like it's almost like a how do I say that? Like a wing of a bird or something. It's one side of it. It's one possible way to awaken and to realize who you are and heal. So that is genius. That's amazing, It's not about how do I manipulate a person to be with me. It's not about that at all, as you know. So when you look at it from the right perspective, realizing it's about healing, you have to admit it's pretty well thought of, the whole concept. So I believe that is divine truth. Now the question is, do you, as a human being, having been created by the divine, do you have the power to undo what the divine did intentionally? Do you have that power? I don't know. Do you? I don't think so. I don't think it's meant to be. No, that's even a step further. But for now, it's just like, no, humankind cannot undo what the divine created. It's just as simple as that. And the next thing is, yes, you're not meant to be able to undo it. It would be so easy. I'm swearing to you, I swear to you, 99% of the people, no, I'm going to go with 100. 100%, everyone who, if they had the power, like everyone on this journey, if they had the power to undo it, at one point they would. When they're in upheaval, when they're suffering, when they're getting rejected by the one they love, they would snip their fingers and would go, okay, I'm done. Thanks very much. I'm done. I'm done with this. There's no client, there's no one watching my videos not ever commenting or not ever saying, how can I get out of this? I've had enough. And yeah, everyone would actually do it, would leave the journey, would leave the twin flame connection, because it's challenging. It's nothing for the faint-hearted. It's not an easy process. It really isn't. It's shedding all of ego's layers we carry around, we've been programmed into. It's shedding all of that. And yes, it can take time. And yeah, so no, you can't undo being twin flames, in my humble opinion. You cannot undo that. Can you choose to be with someone else? Definitely. Can you choose to marry someone else? Yes, you can. Can you be happy with someone else? Yes, you can. Somehow, a little bit, a tiny bit, quickly. Maybe, who knows? But it's not a moving on completely in the sense of you undo the connection. You undo the feeling each other. You undo the knowing in the deepest of your hearts that you're sort of meant to be, whenever, however, in whatever lifetime, whatever, you know. But it's on you to judge. And also, I'm not an advocate of denying life. You know, if life knocks at your door in form of another person, in form of whatever is best for you, this is all divinely orchestrated. Everything will happen perfectly for you. If you manage to take the signs as signs, if you manage to realize that behind every experience you have, human experience, there lies a lesson, there lies a realization, there lies a possible healing, there lies something that is for your own biggest, best good. That's how you approach the whole thing. And if you are part of those who say, I could never be with anyone else, then good for you. Then you know where you belong. If you're one of those who go, hey, yes, I feel them. Yes, I want to be with them. Yes, I feel I love them. Yes, I feel they love me. But for this and that reason, we can't be together right now. Or he doesn't admit he loves me, or she doesn't commit, even though she told me she loved me, whatever the situation may be, then do that. You know, be with someone else if you feel that's the right thing. If it feels right to you. It might be for a week, it might be for 10 years, who knows? You have to find peace with that. But to truly move on, and to truly, well, I don't want to call it move on, because I just said you sort of could, in my opinion. You sort of can. I just feel you will be nudged back into the healing process. I feel if you're sort of running from the connection, if you try to pretend it's not there, you will be nudged into being reminded that it is there, and it's there for a reason and for a purpose. And if you manage to be with someone else, or maybe you don't even define moving on as being with someone else, but just forgetting about them, I think you can pretend to forget about them. Maybe you can even sort of manage to forget for a week or something. I don't believe you can forget for good, like forget all the way. There's the dreams where you really have no influence on, right? So you get reminded. You can then go, oh, it's just a dream, I don't care, and I'm still going to be with Francesca over here. That might be an option, but it will track you down again almost, and you can learn and find ways to lead with that and to manage that, that you both sort of, your twin flame is always with you, but you're with that other person. But then again, a lot of people I see commenting that go, I could never do that. That's out of the question. Like, why would I? That's not fair to the other person. It's not fair to myself. It's not fair for anyone. But it just might as well be the right thing for you to do. You don't know. So I hope I answered this question. Thanks so much for listening. Comment below. I would love to hear your opinion, if you moved on, if you tried to move on, how it went for you to move on, what it means to you, all that. I would love to know. I read the comments, I really do. I don't always reply in length, I don't always answer questions. It's just due to time things. But I do appreciate every one of you taking the time to leave something loving and lovely, whatever it is, lovely. Okay, so take care, guys. I talk to you soon. Bye.